I recently found the germ of the idea in one of my old notebooks from many years ago, 1969 actually, in Berkeley, A Poet's Guide to Drugs. And the idea was that through immersion, something would come out in my style that would say more about the substance than I could think of to write. And the project stayed underground for some years, and I got interested in plants, so it came out actually focused on plants 20 years later. And the idea was to cover the whole range from inebriants, yeast, part used, the excrement, which is alcohol, to the stimulants, the major plant ally of our culture for the last 200 years, which is coffee. So much into our mythology and worldview that we accept it as sobriety. It's even more sober than sobriety, make you extra sober. That's the true mark of when a plant has conquered a culture. To the hallucinogens and then a lot of interesting plants that fit into a mandala I created, and the paths between them, like Salvia divinorum. The anesthetics get in as secondary breakdown products of organic material, like nitrous oxide. GHB was included, though it wasn't known from plants for some time. Now we do know that it's in all plants and basically also all animal tissue. But to get the whole range and how all these plants, at some point in their history, were considered sacred, had a sacred history, and have gradually been secularized. And each one has something to say about spirit and spirituality in their own distinctive ways. I was hoping by looking at all of them together, it would expand or critique this word drug, which is so misused, usually to mean, depending on how it's used, either the bad drugs, meaning those that we do not sell, we being the corporations, the good drugs, those that the corporations do sell, and not recognizing that the ones we use most of the time are generally not considered drugs at all.